Climate change is not a distant threat. It is happening now. The planet's climate is changing, and we can see it everywhere. The signs are clear. We feel it in the heat waves, storms, and rising sea levels. It affects our lives daily. We need to understand what is happening. It is not just about the future. Climate change is already here. This essay will show how climate change is affecting different regions. It will use specific examples and scientific data. We must act now to address this crisis. The urgency is real. We can still make a difference. Reducing emissions and adapting to changes are crucial. The time to act is now before it is too late. The more we know, the better we can respond. Knowledge is power. Let's explore how climate change is impacting our world today. We can see the evidence of climate change all around us. One clear sign is the rising temperatures. According to NASA, the last decade was the hottest on record. This is not a coincidence. It is a direct result of human activities like burning fossil fuels. Another impact is the increasing number of extreme weather events. Hurricanes are becoming stronger and more frequent. In 2020, the Atlantic hurricane season had a record number of storms.
Wildfires are also a growing problem. California has seen some of its largest fires in history in recent years.
Sea levels are rising too. This is because glaciers and ice caps are melting. The Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets are losing ice at an alarming rate. This contributes to higher sea levels, which threaten coastal communities.
Floods and droughts are becoming more common. Both have devastating effects on agriculture and water supplies. These changes harm ecosystems and human livelihoods. The evidence is clear. Climate change is happening now.
Different regions feel the impacts of climate change in various ways. In the northeast, winters are becoming warmer and shorter. This affects the maple syrup industry, which relies on cold weather. Coastal cities like New York are also at risk from rising sea levels and stronger storms. In the northwest, wildfires are a significant threat. Forests are drying out, making them more prone to fires. The region's iconic salmon populations are also at risk. Warmer water temperatures and changing river flows disrupt their life cycles.
The southeast faces intense hurricanes and flooding. Cities like Miami are experiencing more frequent and severe storms. The heat is also a problem. High temperatures can be dangerous, especially for vulnerable populations.
The Midwest is seeing changes in agricultural patterns. Crops like corn and soybeans are affected by unpredictable weather. Flooding and droughts can destroy harvests and harm the economy. The Southwest is dealing with extreme heat and drought. Water shortages are a growing concern. The Colorado River, a vital water source, is at risk. This affects cities, farms, and ecosystems. Section 4. Scientific predictions and data on future impacts.
Scientists predict that climate change will worsen if we do not act. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, warns that global temperatures could rise by 1.5 degrees Celsius as soon as 2030. This would lead to more severe weather events and environmental changes.
Sea levels could rise by more than a meter by the end of the century. This would displace millions of people living in coastal areas.
Small island nations are especially vulnerable. They face the risk of becoming uninhabitable due to rising seas.
Heat waves will become more frequent and intense. This can lead to health problems and increased mortality rates.
Agriculture will suffer too. Crops may fail, leading to food shortages and higher prices.
Biodiversity is at risk. Many species may not be able to adapt to the rapid changes. This could lead to widespread extinctions.
Coral reefs, which support marine life, are particularly vulnerable. Warmer ocean temperatures cause coral bleaching, which can kill reefs.
The data is clear. If we do not reduce emissions, the impacts will be severe. We must take action now to avoid the worst outcomes. Section 5. Urgency of mitigation and adaptation.
We need to act urgently to address climate change. Reducing emissions is the first step. This means using cleaner energy sources like wind and solar power. It also means improving energy efficiency in our homes and businesses.
Governments must lead the way. Policies should support renewable energy and reduce reliance on fossil fuels. International cooperation is crucial. Climate change is a global problem that requires a global solution.
We also need to adapt to the changes that are already happening. This includes building resilient infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather. Coastal cities should invest in flood defenses. Agriculture must adapt to new growing conditions.
Individuals can make a difference too. Simple actions like reducing waste, using public transport, and supporting sustainable products can help. Raising awareness and educating others are also important.
The window for action is closing. The sooner we act, the more we can do to mitigate the impacts. Together, we can make a difference and protect our planet for future generations.